Hello everyone and welcome back to another Mechabellum replay video. Our opponent goes for the aerial specialist. Aerial units no longer consume supplies. He starts with some fangs and some steel balls. We have elite marksman, marksman specialist, beg your pardon. Start with a free level 3 marksman. We recruit a couple more, as well as our storm crawlers and our storm callers, I should say, and our crawlers that we start with off the rip. And look what he is doing. He is throwing caution to the wind here. And at this point, he will know what I've picked. He will know that I've got a level 3 marksman, but he will not know that I've bought 2 more by the time he finishes placing. And look what he is doing. Now, I've not come up against this strat before. This is the first time somebody has done this where they've effectively rushed the front line off the bat. He hasn't put anything anywhere else. I mean, if this isn't a please flank me, I don't know what is. So we put our crawlers quite far back. In the last video I stated that I was getting a bit rubbish at having my crawlers get to the battle too early and the timing of all the units. But just look at the damage that my storm callers and my snipers are doing. They just don't stand a chance here. The crawlers now are getting nice far forward in good numbers to wipe out the rest. The phoenixes are preoccupied with the crawlers, and that is that. So the initial surprise of what he did was quickly replaced with a bit of a smile when I suddenly realised that this, in theory, or certainly on the face of it, should be reasonably easy to counter. And we decided that we're going to go fairly heavy into the marksman here. So we'll take the increased marksman experience. Our opponent skips the upgrade on that turn. We are going to go into some more crawlers. More crawlers to turn up late to the party. I believe, I can't remember if that was my missile, if that was his. That's possibly mine based on its placement. If that's the little symbol, I think that must be mine. Does he, what does he throw in here? Yes, I don't think he's upgraded any of his units at this point. No. He's unlocked the Overlord though. So we can expect a giant fairly soon. He does put a shield down. But I think that the missile is going to take out several of them because they just start just outside the shield range. And yeah, the storm callers, the crawlers just wipe their way through. I mean, look at it. It's like a plague of locusts that go through. And the phoenixes are done, and that is all she wrote for that round. These are possibly the fastest rounds I've ever had. And at this point I'm thinking to myself, well, what could he possibly do here? You know, there must be like a longer term strategy here, because this, on the face of it, is just not working at all. I take the ability to recruit level 5 crawlers. Level 5 crawlers are just the worst if you're on the wrong end of them. So we take a few more marksmen. We also put a shield down on the left, just in case he... I can't remember what he actually took. Did he take? I think he must have skipped again. We put a missile there to cover. He's now brought some wasps to the party and gives them not only the energy shield, but he gives them the jump drive so that he can freely reposition those whenever he likes. And he's also put one on our flank. So what does this now mean for us? Now, our crawlers, of course, cannot do a damn thing about the wasps. They will take a minute to spawn in. So by that point, the battle on the front lines is going to largely be done. He also flanks on the other side as well. Look at the storm callers. The missile that just came in just basically wiped out his entire army. That was absolutely insane. And now the marksmen now can turn their attention to the wasps. And I think we do get hit on this right hand side, but I think because the wasps don't seem to do huge amounts of damage to the shield, I think we end up winning this round. Our crawlers, as you can see there, have disappeared up the other end. They're going to take out the tower. And that makes all of those wasps weak, despite the fact that they've got the energy shield, which effectively absorbs one amount of instance of damage, which means that these marksmen are having to two-shot all of these wasps. I should probably have thought about taking double shot for that reason, actually. I don't think I do in the end. But actually that would effectively be the counter, because they go back to being one-shots again. So yeah, a bit of a long one, this one. It gets kind of strung out. Let's, oh no, I was about to say I'll speed it up, but it looks like we're just about there. There we go. So another win, and look at that. We are eating into the energy of our opponent there. Right then, well, we're only into round 4. I mean, I've been recording this video for 5.5 minutes, and this fight is nearly over. He goes into Manufacturing Specialist, which reduces the cost of giant units by 50. Expect some overlords to come in any time now. And do I skip this one? Oh no, I take the same thing. There you go. But there you go. We've got some overlords coming in now. So this is just beginning to look like, okay, maybe he can change things up here. He takes the field maintenance, which will automatically restore some HP, and then we bring in some Mustangs. Thinking about if he's going to go heavy on fangs at this point, I'm thinking, right, now we maybe need to think about retaliating a little bit. Now, the Mustangs usually are very, very strong at taking out wasps, but that energy shield is going to make them a little bit of a problem. We do cover off with missiles there. But of course we are very heavily reliant on our marksmen to get rid of these overlords, because they will do catastrophic damage to the units on the ground. Unfortunately, both of our missiles go off at the wrong opponents, which is really frustrating. The 2 Phoenixes go down. The wasps do unfortunately take care of the 2 towers, but thankfully the overlords here are just so focused on our crawlers that it's going to allow the effects of the 2 towers going down to wear off, which means that our marksmen are back to full strength by the time they can come forward, and now they can just take shots at the overlord. And despite the fact they've got the field maintenance, the marksman attack power is just too much for them. So that looked like that was going to be a loss, but thankfully our crawlers just distracted those overlords for so long that we were able to regain control via our marksman. Into round 5, he takes the strike specialist because he's just going to go on the full-on flank, and we take the improved melting point and throw down our first unit, and we immediately give it the energy diffraction just to allow it more opportunities to take things out. And we're actually going to use it to try and take care of these wasps over here. I don't think we have any money left to do anything else. I think we're just basically banking on the Mustangs taking care or doing as much over there as they possibly can. And then of course he throws down an overlord into the flank over here, which really puts the cat amongst the pigeons. So the melting point is certainly helping. He's also got the overlord producing 4 wasps every 28 seconds via the mothership ability. And of course now this is beginning to look okay. Right, so this is now where we're seeing his sort of strategy, if you like, beginning to play out. Are we going to get away with it for a second time here with the 2 towers going down? And this time we are going to fall. So now all of a sudden I'm thinking, oh, hello you. This is actually a fairly heavy loss. 3 giant units on the field. You can see that effectively takes away half of our HP. I'm now thinking, right, well, what on earth do we do now? Are we going to have to just go big on something else? Are we going to go in for some more melting points to try and finish this off? Do we need to maybe bring in more Mustangs? And we choose more melting points. Now he's going to missile strike over there, which will take care of all of our Mustangs, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem for our melting point. That should absorb that pretty quick. We throw 2 more units of Mustangs over there to get rid of those wasps. And the idea here is, as we upgrade everything else along here, is we are just trying to stop him from getting at our towers. If he keeps getting at our towers, the game is going to get away from us very, very quickly. But if we can stop the flank, then we should be okay, because we should be able to deal with the overlords, of which he's got 2 more now coming, and almost a second wave of overlords coming in over there. So we're now dealing with what, 5 overlords? And even though his overlord is doing big attack, the melting point is able to get rid of it. Our Mustangs do the business over there, so our towers are protected. They are fine. And now our crawlers will run forward, distract the overlords for us, and our melting points can slowly, or the melting point on this side can slowly move forward, and we'll make short work of that overlord. The Mustangs there will make short work of that one, and all of a sudden the pendulum of this battle has swung very much back into our favour, and the sharpshooters, the marksmen, will take pretty swift care of those overlords. And there we go. That was game over. So the first time I've ever seen that tactic, I've never seen anyone do that, and I've played this game a fair amount over the last couple of weeks. That's the only time I've seen somebody do that rush strategy against me. And if that was his strat, that he just, you know, loaded out the front and then just tried to go onto the massive flank, I don't know how many more times he would have tried that, because it seemed like that was fairly easy to counter. I could have gone into Phoenixes and really gone on the aggressiveness and just taken care of those overlords with Phoenixes, because Phoenixes will just rip through them. So anyway, I thought that was a really fun little video. It was a really surprising one. I enjoyed it a lot. The melting points were a really great counter to those overlords in the end. And the crawlers, probably the VIP there, because they just distracted so many units coming in late into the battle from the rear flank, if you like. And they just took, you know, everybody's attention away whilst the marksmen and the melting points could mop up everybody else. So thank you very much for watching. This one was a little bit shorter, this one, just because of the nature of the battle. So hit that like button if you enjoyed, sub for more, comment down below if you enjoyed this video and if you like Mechabellum. If you have any ideas for sort of content with Mechabellum, I'm all ears, because these sorts of videos are really fun to make. When I do these replays, I can do some more live gameplays as well. But yeah, overall, really happy with how things are going on this game at the moment. I've come across some odd strategies at times, but none more so than that one so far. And yeah, loving this game. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. We'll see you all in the next one.